Good morning, my name is Wayne Belisle and this is Tessie. And welcome to another smart profit maximizing moment. And she stops wiggling when I give her her treat. I've accidentally spoiled her and trained her to stay in my arms at this time of day for my profit moment with a treat that she just thinks she needs to get all the time. Anyways, today we're going to talk about why your business should be an S-Corp, all right? And what an error I get all the time is like, hey, I formed an LLC. Can you do an LLC return? We're going to talk about that too. But first, let me do a better job of introducing myself. My name is Wayne Belisle. I'm the founder of a local CPA firm since 1991. We just did our 28th anniversary in August. It's a long time, a lot longer than that. I passed my CPA exam in the late 70s. Most of that time, just about all that time, has been working with small business owners and their problems. And because of that, in my experience, my firm basically focuses on three things. One, helping business owners make more money. It's the reason for these smart profit maximizing moments. There's a lot of good information in this, and mostly on my blog if you want to find them all in one place, or find my YouTube channel. Truthfully, since the first of the year, pretty much done them 5 times a week. Had a couple of breaks here and there because of life and deadlines. Okay, I'm a CPA, still working. Sorry, folks. People ask me when I retire, and I'm going to retire, and I say probably when God says I have to, because I enjoy what I do and I like helping people. The second thing I do, our firm focuses on, is tax planning. We're just about ready to get thrown right into that. We're going to jump right into it hard. Reason for that is, why should you pay more to the IRS? There shouldn't be a reason for that. It's very simple. In the last 3 years alone, I saved my clients more than $4.3 million all legally. I like my clients, so I'm not sharing a jail cell with them. And of course, the third thing we do is do their tax returns. We're a small firm, but we do between 600 and 700 returns for mostly business owners and their businesses. Today, we're going to talk about something that I get a question about a lot of times. I formed a business, and it's an LLC. I need to file an LLC return? Well, first of all, there is no such thing as an LLC return. An LLC is a limited liability company or a limited liability corporation. I've seen both depending on the state. It's the latest flavor over the last 10, 15 years because, especially in Texas, it gives quite a bit of protection for a company, for a business. Problem is, for the IRS, there is no such thing as an LLC return. Okay. You will, if you file an LLC, get your federal ID number telling you're an LLC, you'll receive a letter with your federal ID number, and it'll say, if you have one member, you're going to file it as a Schedule C. They're going to default you to a Schedule C, which is on your personal return. If you have 2 or more members, they're going to default you into a partnership. Now, a general rule of thumb is when the IRS defaults you into something, assume it's not in your best interest. It's simple as that. And it isn't, all right? Which is why 85 to 90% of LLCs and other businesses that are formed file their taxes as an S-Corp. S-Corp, people think, stands for Small Business Corporation. It really doesn't. It's subchapter S of the IRS code. Just happens to work. So think of it as small business. That's fine, because I'm not going to get into the rules and all that. Get with your CPA. So another point here. I am a CPA. I do taxes for a living. I am not your CPA. So I'm going to give you some advice, but this doesn't mean that it applies necessarily to you. So make sure you get with your tax pro and make sure you're doing it right. Okay, I'm going to repeat that at the end, but let's get through that. What are your choices then? Well, you can elect to be treated as a corporation. Now, there's 2 types of corporations. The S-Corp, like I said, 85 to 90% of small businesses are treated that way. Or a C-Corp. A C-Corp is the old-fashioned corporation like General Motors, IBM, Facebook, people like that. They have a lot of business. Yeah, quiet, girl. They have a lot of owners, and that's really one of the biggest differences. S-Corp has to have less than 100 owners. One of the things, what are the problems with it? The corporation pays its own rate. Up until 2018, that was exorbitant. It got high fast. We were the highest, before the Trump tax cut, we were the highest corporate rate in the world. Now we're at flat 21%, which puts us right at the international average of 22%. And contrary to what you'll hear in the media, we're not giving away to the rich, all right? But even though that's going to be lower sometimes than a lot of the personal rate, the problem I have is what's called double taxation. I have to take the money out, and when I take the money out to the owner, it's going to be taxed again, okay? And that can get me a high rate. Plus, I don't qualify for the 20% deduction the 20% business deduction, which applies to S-Corp, sole proprietors, and partnerships. So when I take the 20% in line, I'm going to pay about 10% less in total tax than if I have a C-Corp and distribute the money. Okay? Now, why can't I leave the money in? Well, you can. I mean, a C-Corp serves a function if I have a heavily capital-intensive business that I'm going to continuously be reinvesting my profits. But if I intend to take the profits out as I go yearly, probably not a great idea. Okay? A lot more going on than that. Like I said, you need to get with your CPA. But a default position, like I said, is not really a good choice. Why is the S-Corp a good choice? Well, like I said, getting money out, I already gave you one of the reasons, the double taxation. You can get away with it sometimes paying some rent, can't make excess rent, paying yourself a salary, can't have excess salary. And if you leave too much money in there, you have an excess earnings tax in a C-Corp, all right? But there's another reason, that second big reason is, unlike a sole proprietor or a partnership, an S-Corporation's earnings are not subject to Social Security, which can be 15.3% of the first, Lord, since I wrote this, it went up, it's like $130,000. You can look that up easy, it's immaterial, all right? And Medicare is unlimited, 2.45%, 2.9%, I apologize, 1.45 twice, 2.9%, unlimited. You earn $10 million, you're going to pay that, all right? So when you put an S-Corp, you pay yourself a salary. The IRS expects to see you pay a reasonable salary. Now, here we want to make it reasonable on the low side that I can justify, okay? Because I'm only going to pay Social Security on that. So let's say I have a $100,000 business, I would pay $15,000 roughly in Social Security and Medicare tax. If I bring it down to $60,000, if I pay my salary at $60,000 and the other $40,000 is going to be earnings of the S-Corp, I'm only going to pay Social Security on the $60,000. That's a huge difference, all right? I had one company that basically had 4 partners. When we did this, they were overpaying by between $40,000 and $50,000 a year. So we made the change, put their salary fair, and now they're pocketing that $40,000 to $50,000 for as long as they're in business. This is not a one-time savings, okay? The third big reason, simply, S-Corps are audited much less than sole proprietors, all right? S-Corp audit rate is about 0.4%. If I have a business that has over a sole proprietor on my personal return that has more than $100,000 in sales, the audit rate for that is closer to 4 to 5%. All right, so there's a lot of reasons for that. Look, I am a good CPA. I do tax work. I know this field, but I'm not your CPA. Not with these videos, okay? Even if I am your CPA, call me first, because I know your specific situation and make a choice based on what your specific situation is. If I'm not your CPA, call your tax pro. Or call me, I'll be your CPA. But anyways, that's neither here nor there. Hey, until next time, Tessie, who thinks I have another treat. I do not, girl. You've had enough. Don't need you fat. And this is Wayne saying, until next time, let's make this our most profitable year ever, and let's pay the lowest amount of taxes allowed by law. Thanks very much.